Shalom everyone, it's called Torah. Today we'll speak about Parashat Mishpatim, which means laws, that we will read this Shabbat. The Parasha begins with something that we definitely need to give a little bit of attention to, which is Ve'ele HaMishpatim, and these are the laws. The word and, which is a connecting word, brought our mefarshim, our commentators, to immediately think about what is this parsha connected to? And Rashi, Rabbi Shlomo Yitzchaki from France, suggested the following. He says that really our parsha, the Torah portion that we will read this Shabbat, it talks about all societal laws, about how to treat servants and slaves, and how to treat each other, and what to do when societal issues comes up. It's related and it's associated to the 10 commandments that we read about last week. And he says, one of his most famous statements, Ma rishonim beSinai af elu beSinai. Like the 10 commandments were given at Sinai, so also this parsha and all the societal laws were given at Sinai. So let's pause for a second and let's start to think about the message, the meaning behind what Rashi is trying to tell us. First and foremost, we'll talk about the authenticity. We all know and believe and have faith that the 10 commandments were given at Sinai. But also we need to know that the societal laws were also given at Sinai, which means their authenticity, their source, their origin, is the same origin of the 10 commandments. Some people could have think that the societal laws were maybe an invention of someone, or maybe Moshe just made them up. So in terms of authenticity, the societal laws were given at Sinai as well. But that's only one perspective. I think there is something much deeper. When we think about the 10 commandments, and especially the first 3 or 4 commandments, it's mostly about commandments between you and God, between you and Hashem. And these types of commandments, like believing in God, not to say His name falsely or in vain, not to create any image, to keep the Shabbat, to remember the Shabbat, are all commandments that we would think that, you know what, those are the real ones, those are the important ones. This is what really God wants from us. Now what about the other side of the 2 tablets? What about the idea of all the other laws that we have in terms of the societal laws of how to build a society, how to create a moral society? Oh, you know what, that's maybe Hashem wants it, but it's really not from Sinai. It does not have the same status, does not have the same importance, does not have the same value. Because, you know what, it's only between me and Reuven, between me and Ruti. It's not so important. God does not really value the way I treat other people the same way He treats my faith and my relationships with Him. And I think that's a major mistake. I think Rashi is trying to teach us, no. The same way that we think about the 10 commandments or all other commandments between us and Hashem, you need to know that Hashem cares as much as He cares for us to have faith in Him and not to create an image or an idol. He cares the same way about the way we treat others, about the way we build our society. When we think about most of the rebuke of the Nevi'im, of the prophets, in the books of Yeshaya, Yirmiyah, Yecheskel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, all of them talk about the same thing. 80% almost of their prophecy and their rebuke to the Jewish people is about what? About the way that we did not build a moral and ethical society. It's not so much about the commandments between us and God, but rather about the commandments between us and other people. Because the way we treat others, it's even more of a reflection of our relationship with God. If our relationship with God are as strong as we know, or as we think we know, it should reflect on the way we treat others. Because we need to see the image of God in every person. And we need to know how God treats everyone. V'rachamav al kol ma'asav, and is compassionate and his mercy and is all on these creatures. Which means God treats everyone fairly and kindly. And we need to do the same. Perhaps this parsha teaches us more than ever about the importance of the relationship between us and other people, between us and the society around us. Which means it's not what is more important, the commandments between us and God or between us and our fellow men. Both components create a true Jewish person who cares deeply about his relationship or her relationship with Hashem, but at the same time cares and fosters his relationships with other people. Both were given at Sinai. And this is a great reminder for us. It was never only about our relationship and how we serve God, but it's also about how we carry ourselves in society. Jewish society, not Jewish society. How are we being viewed? How do we treat others? How aware we are of the needs of others? What do we do to make a kinder, more ethical society that God can look upon us and say, Am zu yatzarti, tehilati esaperu. This is the nation I created. They will praise me. How would they praise me? Not only in shul, not only in the study hall, but the way they treat others, the way they walk, the way they treat themselves in the workplace, the way they are with their families. Both components make us who we truly can be. Thank you.